And oh, hold on. All right, what's up everyone? Sean here, and welcome to another car detailing video. Today we're going to be doing something a little more interesting than the usual routine. When I was first trying out the Griots rinseless wash, I kept saying, oh, it's kind of like ONR and all that stuff. And I actually wanted to see if it was true. And especially when I was using ONR, I kept saying, oh, Griots is better. So I wanted to see if that's actually true and it wasn't like some sort of weird bias or anything like that I did not intend for, but I couldn't help but kept saying, oh, this is better. This was supposed to be very ONR like, but to me, when it comes to Griots, I felt at the time better than ONR here. And I found a very interesting comment during my ONR sort of review, and it basically said something about like because I had previous residues or whatever, ONR could not perform the way it was intended, which is an interesting comment. But I use Griots, I believe, on the same car. But then again, the car I washed Griots with in that video, didn't have anything special, or there was no, it had some sort of like residue, if you want to be technical, like, and then I use this, super slick, whatever, but this did not, perform how I sort of expected on my car. But anyways, now that the car has ONR on there, I'm wondering, hey, will it actually now perform as intended? And why not make it interesting by throwing in Griots into the competition? So that's why I wanted to do a little comparison video between the two, see which one is better when it comes to just the overall experience, whether it be the cleaning power, quote unquote. But for me, I'm really looking forward to the feel, just that experience. So we're gonna test it on several areas, including the hood, maybe the roof, and of course the back and the two doors on the side, and see which one I like better in this video. All right, before we go ahead and do this, I have the buckets prepared. So the one with the green sponge will be Griots. The one with the red sponge is ONR. It's got ONR in there. All right. And for the sprayers, I have these electric sprayers. The green one has Griots in there. The blue one has ONR. So we're gonna start with the hood. I'm gonna spray it down to equal halves, hopefully, and get the test going. So on the right side, or my right side, I will do Griots right here. Okay, and then we have the ONR. So I kind of left the middle not touched, so that way they don't cross contaminate each other. So interesting observation here. The ONR has bigger beads, and then the one with Griots has less of that beading action. So maybe the wetting agents are definitely different, and I don't know if that's necessarily a better thing or whatever for either one, but that's just something to note here. All right, so green sponge Griots, red sponge ONR. Let's see here. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna just move on, Griots right here on my side, or right side, excuse me. We'll leave it there. And then move this. Okay. Interesting. And hopefully you can catch the middle right here, because that's the one that's not touched. Okay, interesting. So when it comes to the level of dirt, it's definitely, I say, similar with each other. And yeah, I'm really trying to like look for anything, and both of them performed very similarly when it comes to the pickup and cleaning power or whatever. But in terms of actual feel, okay, so I'm gonna spray a little more of the products right here just to make sure. Okay. So on the hood, at least in this round, I think Griots wins it, but not quite by the amount that I expected. So if that makes sense. So because I thought, you know, Griots was super slick at the time, but it is still I'd say more slick than ONR. But ONR still performed pretty adequately in this test here, because you know, when I first used it, it was like not the greatest. But what I can definitely say, you know what? Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's weird. The more I use it, the more now it's starting to become more noticeable. And Griots is, I think, winning it so far when it comes to slickness. Cleaning power, like I said, very similar with each other. I'd say the bird poo on their respective sides are still equally the same and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So far, it's pretty interesting. All right, I'm going to take you guys to the doors for the next one. All right, so now we're at the doors. I got two sprayers in hand. We're going to try to keep this equal, and let's have fun. Oh, let me actually adjust the spray. Now, when it comes to the actual encapsulation, all that fun stuff, they both are doing, I would say, pretty similarly, which is why, again, I thought Griots was very, very like ONR-esque, which has been kind of true in a way. So I'm gonna start with the glass right here. So let's just see. Okay. Okay. On glass, oh, this is very slick too. I'm gonna try to, yeah, use my two fingers. And yeah, ONR tends to drag a little more. It tends to drag a little more. Huh. Interesting. All right. You got the trim right here. Oh yeah. The trim is very noticeable, whereas, oh yeah, ONR on trim, for some reason, is a lot rougher than it is with Griots. But on glass, it is a little less noticeable of the difference, but I still feel that Griots is coming out on top on glass. And I'm gonna do the dunk right here, which both of them, by the way, don't have that much on the sponge. That this particular piece of glass did not have much. Though, by the way, the paint is dirty because it did rain just a little bit, so the dirt was quite present before going with this procedure here. So I'm gonna re-wet these doors right here. Okay, just to make sure we have a safe wash. Okay. And let's see on the doors here. Oh, man. Griots is slick. ONR, pretty slick, but yeah, it's really starting to become more and more apparent the more I use it. Oh yeah. Get the doors right here. Very, very interesting. I know I keep using that word quite a bit here. I apologize for overusing the word here. All right, but it is getting me curious as to what's really going on here. Yeah, especially especially down here. I'm feeling like a pretty good difference between the two now. Although I must say too, I think the more I use this too, the more the Griots sponge, or the green sponge I should say, is getting more film. It's picking up more film, whereas the red sponge, or the red iconic sponge, I'm like getting wet too. I'm in the process. Really starting to see the difference though. Yeah, like this has a little more film on here. This doesn't. And maybe, yeah, you could say maybe it's the color, but you will definitely notice if the sponge is getting dirty though. That's the thing. But this is just, I don't know. Maybe it fights off film a little better, right? As a polymer-based wash or a rinseless wash. All right. Well, I mean, by this point, I think Griots is winning, but I'm going to take it to the back and see what happens here. All right, so now we're in the back. It is definitely dirty. Hopefully you can see that on camera from this distance, but take my word for it. All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, look at the green sponge. It's starting to get more and more dirty. And then the red sponge, there's no staining on there, so that is also to take note of. So what does it mean if one sponge is dirtier than the other when it comes to using different rinseless washes, right? Is it actually staining the sponge, or does that mean it's actually picking up more than one the other? But anyway, we're doing the back. Same thing. Right side will be Griots, other side will be ONR. So let's not forget and go ahead and spray the bad boy down. We're gonna go from the bottom up this time. So let's hopefully I'm not blocking the shot, but let's see. Yeah, again, ONR is beating up more, and then Griots is like bleh, like it's got a different characteristic to it on in the back. And then when you look at the glass too, the beads is very apparent. Hopefully I can take you guys closer to it. So there's Griots right there, ONR right there. So hopefully you can see the beads and lack thereof. All right, once again, here we go on the glass. Yeah. Yeah, once again, I think Griots is winning it on the glass in the back. ONR, not quite as much. Oh, and yeah, huh. Interesting. Now, could you say possibly these two sponges are different? I mean, that could be arguable, I guess, but the fact that, I don't know, I mean, at this point, I'm going to give it a Griots, man. Like, on the glass right here, it's still winning it for me. But now let's see on the paint right here. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It's like gliding across here. Here, not so much. And you know what? In fact, I'm gonna grab a couple different sponges. So I went ahead and grabbed these two legacy sponges. Well, now we're doing it, right? So let's see. Put this one in there, put the other one in there. I'm trying to give ONR that fighting chance to really see if the sponge really makes a difference at all. Okay, and the reason why I didn't do the legacy sponges is because one is like super dirty, like it got stained from the Labo Cosmetica Rinseless wash, and oh, hold on, no, oh man, you know what's strange? I can feel this even more. The difference, wow. Hold on, hold up. Yeah, even with the two legacy sponges, the difference is pretty apparent on glass at least. And look at how when I move the sponge, you can see how the wetting agents kind of work. I'm trying to see if I can like capture on camera here, but here's the griots right here, and here's you see how it like sheets as I move this up, and then this one beads up. Probably because ONR actually leaves something behind, whereas this doesn't. You would think that when it leaves something behind, like the polymer protection, it'd be more slick, but this is still, I say, more slick of the two. So I don't think it really is the sponge. It's the chemical, it's the product. Yeah, it's still slick down here, rough over here, man. Like, let's go down here now. Take it from here. Yeah. At this point, oh yeah. Griots slick, the slick boy. This is not. In comparison anyway. Down here, the plastics or whatever, the black parts, also more slick on this side. This not so much, or as much, excuse me. And then the level of dirtiness, I say about the same. And remember, this is stained from Labo Cosmetica. This is not, or as much. So I don't know, man. This has been a very interesting test. Despite even changing the sponges to the same exact sponges, the difference is still the same, essentially. And I feel like Griots is the slicker one of the two. And I say the cleaning power or the cleaning capability is similar of the two. Now, the only difference though is the way it like streaks or whatever. This one like has like more wetting agents, whereas this the ONR side beads up more. And then the sponges, when it comes to griots, stains more, ONR less. So that I don't know if maybe I guess that balance things out, I guess. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, we're back here, and I say I had enough with the procedure or the experiment. I think there is a winner here, but there is some caveats to take into mind. So overall, when it comes to the cleaning power, I think they both perform very similarly. But when it comes to the actual slick feel and all that stuff, the feel, the slickness, the lubricity, all that taken to mind, that's where it gets very apparent. And I say Griots is the winner in that category. But caveat, I noticed that with the Griots rinseless wash, it was staining the sponge more than the ONR. What does that mean? I mean, does that actually mean that it's picking up more of the traffic film than the ONR? Or is there something in here that actually stains the sponge over time? as I use it on the car and such versus ONR. If you want, or if you care about the slickness and feel and that stuff, I say grab the Griots. But if you don't want to stain the sponge but still get some decent lubricity and have some polymer protection, I guess, then you can go with ONR. Now when it comes to the smell, that's the trivial part. This is the clear winner. I like this smell better than this, but to each their own. I think they both have their place. Like, this could be a good drying aid, this could be something else, it's really up to you. But if I were to pick one, all things into consideration, it's hard to say. This thing stains the sponge, although you can take it off real easy with the all-purpose cleaner, but ONR doesn't. But I don't know, it's hard to say, but definitely it's kind of difficult to say overall, I guess. I mean, you could say it all depends on what you're looking for. If you're really like just not adamant on staining the sponge, go with this one. But if you don't really care about that and then you're all about more of the lubricity and the slickness, I say take this one. Again, if I were to really pick one, I'm taking too much time here, but man, I probably go with Griots, man. But not by a long shot. I thought this would like blow it out of the water, because the first time I used this, I felt like it was super slick, whereas this one not so much. But the second time around, I think it did feel a little more slick. So I think that person was catching on to something that, if you use this again, then it'll feel a little more slick. But still, comparison to this, right? You don't have to, do anything special with this, whereas you kind of have to, wait for this to kick in. It's been a very interesting procedure. But I'm gonna have to give it to you guys. I'm gonna let you guys decide what you guys think, Griots or ONR, in your guys' experiences. Enough of talk. That's pretty much it on my end. I'm gonna go actually wash the car now, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you very much. Hopefully you guys found the video interesting. Hopefully it comes out all right. If you have any comments, leave it down below. Hit the like, subscribe, really helps out, and I do appreciate it. So that's it for my comparison of Griots Garage Rinseless Wash and ONR V6. I forgot to mention, this is V6. Okay, latest and greatest from ONR. Well, I'd say it is still worth getting if you're, running out of ONR and stuff like that. Definitely get V6. But when it's actually competing with another Rinseless Wash, that's where it starts to get rocky. But anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sean out.